welcome back. We're going to talk about how to write amazing blog posts. Let's talk about the essentials of how to craft a great blog post. Believe me, there's no magic formula here. You have to experiment and see what works for you. But there are some things I want you to consider when you're crafting and creating your new content. First, we're going to talk about your audience. Think about who you're trying to reach with your content and what they're looking for. What kinds of things do they want to know about? What type of content resonates with them? Really think about that when you're thinking about how to write these amazing blog posts. Secondly, we're going to talk about your topic, which is really straightforward. You decide what the post is going to cover and what the purpose is. And make sure everything else is centered around that. That every post should serve one particular purpose. Because if you put too much into a single post, you may end up diluting the value to your readers. So focus on one thing when you're talking about one topic, when you're creating an amazing blog post. Third, we're going to consider your title. Your title is important because it's the first thing people see and entices the reader to click and see what your post is. Because they search these search engines or on social media and your title grab their attention. It should be something relatively short, ideally about no more than 60 characters total. If you want it to be searchable through Google, probably keep it around 55, and also make sure it's catchy and unique. Spend some time on your post title because they can make and break your first impression. Also, think about your opening line. Next, we have the opening line is the very first sentence of the very first paragraph of your post. This is where you have to continue to build that interest. You've already captured your audience attention with your title, but at this point, they're trying to see if this post is actually worth their time and if they want to read it. Because if it's not worth their time, they're not going to want to read it. So, in that first sentence, your opening line should grab their attention. It should be engagement. You should follow through with your content. So, it should tell them what's going on. You have to remember that the attention spans are so much shorter. And people want to get what they want quickly. So if they get to your opening line and it's not related to your topic or your title, they might click off. So even though I want you to share great content of substance, I want to make sure you cater to those individuals who are steady and on the go. Your post should not be a blog of content. So make sure you chop it up for those readers with images, and also make sure you have sub headlines because they are good ways for those quick readers to scan through, because most people are not reading word for word anymore. They're scanning through to see if there's something they want to read. They might not want to read your first bullet point, but they might like your second. So definitely think about that when you're thinking about your opening line and creating these amazing blog posts. Finally, we're going to think about the call to action. It's a good idea to have a call to action at the end of your post, which is where you direct readers to take the next step. You might be thinking, what is the next step? Maybe you want them to like your blog post, or maybe you want them to share your blog post or subscribe to your blog. So think about that whenever you're creating a blog post. How do you end your blog post? What call of action do you have to make your readers make the next step? Do you want them to read a related blog post with the same topic that might have more information? Do you want them to purchase something from your website? Think about that every time you create a blog post you have it. These are the 5 amazing tips that I can give you on how to write an amazing blog post. See you on the next one.